Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. For today's box opening, we're going to take a look at Unfinity. So this is as close to an April Fool's joke as you can get. And of course, for you all, I'm 2 days late because I'm recording this on April 1st. So let's crack this thing open. Let's have some fun. It is, after all, Unfinity. And just see if we can't find any of the valuable Shocklands. The majority of the cards in the set don't really hold value. They're fun to play with, they're fun to read, but we are guaranteed to see at least one Shockland in our box topper here. So we'll get to that probably last. Guess you'll just have to watch the video and find out. But there could be more Shocklands in here. We're also kind of keeping an eye out for a Saw in Half, and a number of the Galaxy foils do have value. So we'll keep an eye out for all of those. Obviously, throughout the video, I'll have price overlays of all of the rares and mythics and any cards that I find that are valued over $1. This way, you'll have the information. And then at the end, we'll do the full MTG box analysis. I'll share what I paid for the box, and we'll go over the value and contents. All right, so this one is going to start off with a Ticket-O-Mation. Then we're going to see the Grabby Tabby, followed by the Minotaur DeForce, the Glitter Flitter, the Park Bleeder, followed by an Attempted Murder, and then we're going to see a foil rare attraction, the Log Flume, followed by a Doolittle Caricaturist as our rare from the main set in non-Galaxy. And then in Galaxy, we're going to see the Bioluminary. And in case you're not familiar with the Galaxies, I'll just kind of flutter it around so you can kind of see how they did the treatment. And then we're going to see a Knife and Death rare coming in as a Galaxy. And then we're going to see a regular foil showcase card, Ambassador Blorpity Blorp Boop. And then we get kind of a list hit here, sort of. So this is old unsets reprinted as the list. This is one of the only collector boxes that I'm aware of that has list cards. But it is Unfinity. It is a little bit special. And then in the back, we're going to see Ignacio of Myra's Marvels coming in the Galaxy foil treatment. And then towards the back of every single pack, we're going to have two lands. There's going to be a foil and a Galaxy foil. They could either be basic lands or they could be the Shocklands. So let's see. So we got ourselves a foil mountain here, followed by an outer space forest. So the planetary or the outer space lands are the more valuable. So this one in Galaxy foil is going to be valued at around $7. And then in the back, we're going to see a clown robot and a food token. So very cool. I guess we'll put our lands over here. Tokens are less important. So the most valuable Galaxy foil land that we can pull that is a basic is going to be the Outer Space Swamp, valued at around $9. All the outer spaces are more valuable than the on-planet. So we want as many of those as we can get. All right, so this one kicks off with a Step Right Up, with a Blufferfish, Gobsmacked, oh, missed one, Scared Stiff. Then we're going to see a Trapeze Artist, followed by another Ambassador Blorpity Blorp Boop, a Fortune Teller. Then we're going to see a Killer Cosplay, Mythic coming in from the main set. Then we're going to see a Quick Fixer in Galaxy, followed by a Claire DeLune Joy Sculptor, also in Galaxy. And then a Moxana Midway Manager, also in Galaxy, with Richard Garfield, PhD, coming in. I believe the original version of this does hold some value, but in the list form, not as valuable. And then we're going to see a Claire DeLune Joy Sculptor coming in from the main set as a rare, with a foil Outer Space Planet. So the regular foil Outer Space Island, in this case, is valued at $5.04 compared to $1.86 for the non-foil version. And behind that, we are going to see an on-planet forest. And our token is going to be a clown robot and a treasure. None of the tokens have any significant value. And these packs are sealed really well. They're not resealed, they're just sealed. But the glue on these is pretty strong. Kind of reminds me of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, just the treatment that they use to seal the packs. All right, so we get ourselves a Mistakes Were Made, followed by a Blank Goblin, a park map, an alpha guard. Then we're going to see an animate object, followed by a clandestine chameleon. And then we get a trivia contest as our attraction with an Urza's Funhouse, the only rare land in the set. And then we're going to see Down for Repairs in Galaxy with a Captain Rex Nebula, also in Galaxy. Spinneret, this is just in regular foil. Followed by the Infernal Spawn of Evil. Very cool to see that. And then we get a Devil K. Neville in Galaxy with an On-Planet Forest. And behind that, we're going to see the On-Planet Swamp. So in the Galaxy treatment, the On-Planet Swamp is valued at about $1.79. The most valuable on-planet is actually the forest at $2.07. Then we get ourselves a teddy bear in the back. So no shock lands as of yet. Still plenty of packs to go here. All right, this one kicks off with a prize wall, followed by a leading performance, Rat in the Hat, Motion Sickness, Tuscan Whiskers, the Blank Blank Rocket Ship, followed by the Costume Shop. And then we're going to see the Most Dangerous Gamer as our rare from the main set, with a Ride Guide Galaxy, an Omniclown Colossus Galaxy, and then a Pietra Crafter of Clowns also in Galaxy. And our list hit is going to be the Grand Calculatron, followed by a Captain Rex Nebula in regular foil. And then we're going to see the Outer Space Swamp in foil, followed by an On-Planet Island and a Squirrel token. So I think the most I've seen in any one of these boxes is 3 shock lands, if you include the box topper. So basically it was 2 plus 1. The box topper is always going to be a foil shock land. It will never be Galaxy foil. So we've got ourselves a big winner, followed by Decisions, and Atom Wheel Acrobats, Blankosaurus, the Haber Thrasher. Then we're going to see Sword Swallowing Seraph with an information booth. And we're going to see Nocturno of Myra's Marvels coming in as our rare, with an unlawful entry in Galaxy, with the Greatest Show in the Multiverse, Mythic Galaxy coming in. Very cool to see that. Followed by DK, Finder of the Lost, in regular foil. And then we're going to see Pippa, Duchess of Dice coming in. Very cool. With a Vorthos, Steward of Myth, Mythic Galaxy foil coming in. Very nice to see that. Then we're going to see an On-Planet Swamp, followed by an Outer Space Galaxy foil swamp, which, if you recall, is the most valuable at over $9. And then a Zombie Employee token. So very cool. So you're always going to get some really good lands. They really did a fantastic job, especially on the Outer Space lands, artwork-wise. So kudos to the artists out there. They are some of my favorite lands in all of Magic. So we got ourselves a hat trick, followed by Down for Repairs, Wizards of the You Fill in the Blank, A Good Day to Pie, Line Prancers, with the Icing Manipulator, Cover the Spot. Then we're going to see Floros of Myra's Marvels as our rare non-Galaxy, with a Mistakes Were Made Galaxy, a Doolittle Characterist Rare Galaxy, and then a Brim's Baron Binwave Mobster in regular foil, with Earl of Squirrel, with Leela Hospitality Hostess Mythic from the main set. Then we're going to see an On-Planet Plains, with an On-Planet Mountain in Galaxy, and a cat token in the back. I guess I'll clean those up. All right, so that takes us to the halfway point. A little disappointing not seeing a shock land, but, such is life. Moving on. So we got the Electrocute, followed by the Blorbian Buddy, an Art Appreciation, a Nearby Planet, an Angelic Herald. Then we get an Astroquarium, followed by a Squirrel Stack. And then we're going to see Magar of Magic Strings, Mythic main set, with a Rat in the Hat Galaxy, a How Is This a Par 3 in Galaxy, and then we're going to see Roxy, Publicist to the Stars, also in Galaxy, with a Clock Napper. And then we're going to see a Nocturno of Myra's Marvels, also in Galaxy. So lots of galaxies in that one. And then we're going to see an Outer Space Swamp, followed by an On-Planet Forest with a clown robot in the back. So if we don't get a shock in this one, I'm going to go ahead and open up the box topper just so we can see a shock. And anybody who fast forwarded to the end will be disappointed. All right, we got ourselves a line cutter with a seasoned buttoneer, an impounding lotbot, followed by a dissatisfied customer, ticking mime bomb, the goblin girder gang, the pick-a-beeble. Then we're going to see a goblin cruciblist, followed by a crooked amphilanaut, and a starlight spectacular in Galaxy, with a tusk and whiskers also in Galaxy. And our list hit is going to be a masterful ninja. And we're going to see a Floros of Myra's Marvels in traditional foil, followed by an On-Planet Forest and an On-Planet Plains with a squirrel in the back. All right, so here we go. Right smack dab in the middle of the video. So all those people who fast forwarded, they're going to be a little disappointed. All right, so it's a, I can already tell it's a little off center, just a hair. And we are going to see ourselves a foil Temple Garden coming in. The Temple Garden is currently valued around $26 in foil. Very nice to see that. Very cool. So we'll just put that right up there. It'll get the hard case after the opening and go into my collection of Shocklands that I've gotten from Unfinity. I've opened quite a few of this. I ordered more than a case because of the Shocklands, and have just been having a lot of fun opening it and playing with the cards. So we got ourselves a Trickin' Chicken trope with an amped up. Then we get an Incident Has Occurred, a Finishing Move, followed by Goblin Blastronauts. Then we've got Last Voyage of the Blank with a Ferris wheel attraction. And then we got an Animate Graveyard with a park map in Galaxy, a Form of the Approach of the Second Sun, also in Galaxy. And then we got the Space Family Goblinson, followed by half a card, the Serpentine. And then we get Magar of the Magic Strings in foil from the main set. And behind that, we see ourselves a mountain and an Off-Planet Plains. Very cool to see that. The Off-Planet Plains is currently at $8.32 and is the number 2 Galaxy Foil Basic Land. So I'll go ahead and put up on the screen now the prices of the Galaxy Foil Shocklands, just in case we don't get to see one. There are currently 6 of them valued over $100. So we got ourselves a Crooked Amphilanaut, a Bar Entry, a Deadbeat Attendant with a Bag Check, followed by Knight in Blank Armor. And then we're going to see a Wicker Picker with the bumper cars, followed by the Celebrate 8000, the Juggletron in Galaxy, the Most Dangerous Gamer, also in Galaxy, with the Space Family Goblinson, same treatment. And then we're going to see the Every Thingamajig coming in from the list, followed by Floros of Myra's Marvels, again in Galaxy, very cool. And behind that, we're going to see an On-Planet Island with the exact same card in Galaxy, with a cat. All right, 2 packs to go. I really hope we get to see one Galaxy Foil Shockland. Otherwise, this box will be a bust. There's not enough value in foil or even Galaxy cards, including the box topper, if you don't get either a Galaxy Foil or a second Borderless Shockland. So we got ourselves a Slight Malfunction, followed by the Ride Guide, the Vegetation Abomination, the Well Done, Get Your Head in the Game, followed by a Squirrel Squatters, and then a Clown Extruder, followed by Hardy of Myra's Marvels, and then Wolf in Blank Clothing in Galaxy with a Surprise Party. Hopefully that's what's waiting for us. And we get Tuscan Whiskers, with a Sword of Dungeons and Dragons coming in as a mythic from the list. And right behind that, we're going to see Katarina of Myra's Marvels. And we're going to see an an outer space forest, followed by, there we go. We got ourselves the breeding pool in Galaxy Foil. So the breeding pool is currently valued at $114.82 in its Galaxy treatment. So that is a phenomenal hit and frankly just saved the box. And then we're going to see ourselves a clown robot with a treasure token in the back. So we'll take 1/2 a second here and just straighten up some piles, and we'll open our last pack of Unfinity. Here we go. All right, so we got the Aerolofont, followed by a Questionable Cuisine, a Focused Fumbleist, and Now You See Me, with a Scampire, a Quick Fixer, a Spinny Ride, Takashi Elemental, and then we're going to see a Wii Champion in Galaxy, with a Clown Car, also in Galaxy, an Angelic Herald, again in Galaxy, with a Do-It-Yourself Seraph, Mythic coming in off the list, and then we get the Most Dangerous Gamer, followed by an On-Planet Swamp. And our last card is going to be the same one, an On-Planet Swamp, followed by a teddy bear. Okay, so we did manage to get ourselves a Galaxy Foil Shockland there. Not the most valuable, but it is the 6th most valuable in the set. So we'll take that. That with our Temple Garden and Foil should make this box relatively break even. But let's go ahead and run the numbers and get into the MTG box analysis. In today's MTG box analysis, we'll start off by reviewing the cards we were eligible to see in a collector booster pack and compare that to the cards we actually saw in the box. Then we'll take a look at foil coverage, Galaxy foil coverage, coverage by rarity, and duplication. From a value perspective, we'll take a look at the value of the cards available in the collector booster box, and then we'll break down the actual observed value. And finally, we'll conclude with a summary. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all of the metrics for this box and at least 100 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level. Before we jump into the analysis, I want to take just a moment to thank the 8 channel members who support the content that you see. Without them, I wouldn't be able to host mtgboxanalysis.com or purchase some of the equipment that you've seen on the channel. So thank you to Andrew J., Frank S., Jevin H., Jimmy F., Joshua S., Nathan K., Paul H., and TCG Baja for being members and allowing everyone on YouTube to enjoy the videos. Let's start things off by comparing the cards we were eligible to see in this box versus the actual cards we saw. Using this chart, we can see the foils that we observed in orange and the Galaxy foils in blue, with the set in gray as the baseline. In the Galaxy foil space, we saw between 1 and 5 cards from each of the primary colors of Magic, as well as 11 Showcase, 11 Full Art Basic lands, and 1 Borderless Shockland. In the foil space, we saw a variance of only 5 cards between the primary colors of Magic, with red having the least at 12 and green having the most at 17. We also saw 12 full art basic lands and 1 foil shock land as our box topper. Moving into coverage, in the foil space, we saw 118 unique cards out of a possible 386, which means that we saw 31% of the cards we were eligible to see. Among the primary colors of Magic, our highest coverage was in green with 53%. The only duplication that we saw in the foil space was in the full art basic lands. And in the Galaxy foil space, we saw 44 of the 251 cards, which gave us 18% coverage in this treatment. Our highest coverage among the primary colors of Magic this time was in black with 16% coverage. And just like the foils, the only duplication that we saw was in the borderless full art basic lands. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, in the Galaxy foil space, we saw 11% of the commons and 13% of the uncommons. We also saw 16 rares for 25% coverage and 2 mythics for 8% coverage. In the traditional foil space, we saw 41% of the commons, 27% of the uncommons, 18 rares for 20% coverage, and 4 foil mythics for 15% coverage. In total, we saw 34 rares and 6 mythics in these 12 packs. Before we take a look at the value in this collector booster box, let's take a look at the set value using this chart, which shows non-foil market prices as of April 1st, 2023. Currently, there are 10 non-foils valued over $10, and all of them are the Shocklands. Their values range between $24.20 and $42.46. In foil, those same 10 Shocklands are just slightly higher, with market prices between $26.19 and $45.16. The set also features 3 cards valued between $5 and $10, and 5 cards valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 416 cards, including all 48 stickers and 135 variants of the attractions, are currently valued less than $1. And this chart shows the 251 cards from the set that are available in the Galaxy Foil treatment, again using market prices as of April 1st, 2023. Currently, there are 16 Galaxy Foils valued over $10. This includes the Squirrel Squatters at $10.77, the Paradise Lost at $11.49, the Discourtesy Clerk at $11.54, the Deadbeat Attendant at $12.06, Comet the Stellar Pup at $12.26, and Saw in Half valued at $14.46. In addition to those, there's also the 10 Shocklands, which in Galaxy Foil range between $78.27 and $137.18 in market value. There's also 12 Galaxy Foils valued between $5 and $10, and 40 Galaxy Foils valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 183 are valued less than $1. Now, the 251 cards from the main set that are available in foil and non-foil have a market value of $360.24. Those same cards in Galaxy Foil have a market value of $1,439.74. Now that we know the value of the set, let's take a look at the actual value that we observed in this box, starting off in the traditional foil space. Our only big hit was our box topper, the Temple Garden, which is currently valued at $26.43 in foil. We also saw one foil valued between $5 and $10, and 7 foils valued between $1 and $5. The other 113 foils in the box were valued less than $1. In the Galaxy Foil space, we again only saw one big hit, but it was the Breeding Pool, which is currently valued at an amazing $114.82. We also saw 4 of the 12 Galaxy Foils valued between $5 and $10, and 10 of the 40 Galaxy Foils valued between $1 and $5. The other 32 Galaxy Foils in the box were all valued less than $1. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box from an independent seller on TCG Player for $168.90. The current market price for these boxes as of April 1st is $162.95. Today's Collector Booster Box contained 12 packs with 15 cards each, allowing us to see 180 cards plus a box topper. The 12 tokens in the box are currently valued at $3.69 in market value. The 12 attractions that we saw are currently valued at $8.53. The 63 commons in the box have a combined value of $8.06, and the 43 uncommons that we saw have a combined value of $16.91, which is more than the 32 rares that we saw, which are only valued at $16.22. And those 6 mythics, unfortunately, they're only valued at $3.10. Now, if the story ended there, this box would have been a disaster. Luckily, the story doesn't end there. We also saw 23 borderless full art basic lands, which are valued at $63.63. And in this box, we saw 1 foil Shockland and 1 Galaxy Foil Shockland, which together are valued at $141.25. So if we add it all up, the grand total for this box is $261.39 in market value, which is a gain of $92.49 over the price I paid and a return of 155%. Now, for those of you interested in cards just valued over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 15 cards valued over $2 in this box, and they have a current combined value of $203.23, which means that those 15 cards represent 78% of the total box value and more than paid for the box. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see a few other Unfinity Collector Booster Boxes, click one of the windows on your screen now. Until next time, do something amazing.